Hey, welcome to Man Kitchen Recipes. I am Kevin, and I am doing the one brisket mini meals experiment or series. And if you saw the first one, I cut it up into 5 pieces. One of the pieces was only 1.25 pounds. That's got a little bit of the flat, a little bit of the point in there. And I thought I'd use it for some hamburger, but I got other ideas for it. We're going to smoke this on the barrel smoker at 225. And as you've probably already seen on the title, I'm going to make this today, and then tomorrow we're going to end up making a French dip. Check this out. There's that French dip sandwich. Now that sandwich that's a meal for 2 to 3 people. Definitely more than enough for one person. I mean, come on. Hey, don't forget to come over to Tortilla Takeover and see what I'm going to do with part of this brisket. All right, thanks in advance for coming over there tomorrow. Yep, that's right. This series also runs over into my other channel, Tortilla Takeover, and you need to go over there, most likely Taco Tuesday tomorrow, and see what I do with the rest of it over there. All right, let me show you how I made this. I'll slice it into some slices, and we'll dip it and give it a taste. All right, here's my just about 1.25 pounds of a brisket. It's got part of the brisket flat and part of the point on there. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to make a French dip out of this. And then, of course, you'll have to come over to Tortilla Takeover and see what I'm going to make over there. But so what I'm going to use today for the rub, I'm going to use Albuquerque Seasonings Red Chili Pinon Coffee Rub. Now, I know you think coffee rub, oh, it's going to taste like coffee. No. I love coffee rub because coffee rub on beef just really enhances and brings out the flavor of the beef. And that's what I want. And I'm going to be smoking this on my barrel smoker with some, I actually have a piece of pine, a chunk of pine in there. Not pine. You don't want to smoke with pine. I have a chunk of pecan wood in there, a nice big chunk. So hopefully we're going to get some nice smoky flavor on this beef, plus bringing out and enhancing the flavor of the beef with this coffee rub. If you've never tried a coffee rub, it doesn't have to be a red chili one. I'm in New Mexico, so you know. It just brings out the flavor. It's not going to make the beef taste like coffee. It's not going to make it taste like red chili. It's just what the rub is, and trust me on this one. All right, I'm letting my barrel heat up to 225, maybe 230, and then we're just going to let this thing smoke. I am going to put a meat stick in there to watch it, but anyway, I'll see you out at the barrel. All right, we're out here at the Man Kitchen Recipes barrel. Take the lid off. We are 225 degrees. Like I said, I've got the meat stick in here. And I'm just going to put this right here. We'll keep an eye on it with the meat stick and come back when it's time to wrap it up. All right, this little guy has reached 155 degrees. Whoa, it stalled out a little bit. So, I'm going to get this wrapped up. I'm going to wrap it in foil. Because any juices that we have, I want to preserve for our French dip, au jus sauce. Get the meat stick back in there. Ooh, it is hot too. Okay, we got it wrapped up, 155 degrees. Got the meat stick back in. We're just gonna let it roll. I think I will turn my barrel up to 150. That's right. Turn it up a barrel. I use the Pitmaster IQ. I've had this thing for years, and I'm going to turn it up I'm going to turn it up to 250 and let it roll until this brisket hits 185. This is for slicing, so I'll be back when that is ready. The meat stick says we're at 190. I decided to go to 190 instead of 185. So I'm just going to take this off, put it on there, seal this all off so that the fire will go out. And my meat stick is beeping because it's ready. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to take this brisket and I'm just going to put it on the counter and let it cool down for, you know, probably 30 minutes to an hour. And once it's cool, we're going to throw it in the refrigerator and we're going to let it go all night because we want this cool before we slice it. And we'll make our French dip tomorrow evening. All right, I got to prepare the onions. I got about a tablespoon of butter. And we're going to use a little bit of olive oil to go with her. To go with the onions. Okay. I'm going to add, I've got a medium sliced up homegrown onion that I'm going to throw in here. I'm going to put that on low and I'm going to let these caramelize for a little while. 15, 30 minutes, somewhere in there. Our brisket's been in the fridge since yesterday. 24 hours-ish. All right. Oh boy, that has a really nice smoky flavor. All right. I'm going to try to get this gelatin and this fat. I've got a pot with some beef broth going, and I want to get this flavor in it. So I'm going to go add this to it. All right. Got that in here. Heating up with some beef broth for our au jus. Back to our brisket. What I'm going to do is, as you know, I'm doing some of this on ManKitchenRecipes and a recipe on Tortilla Takeover. So I am going to take, I think right about here, and I'll leave the smaller chunk for Tortilla Takeover. You can come over there and see what we do with the brisket. Now it looks like the grain is running this way, so we want to cut against the grain. So since it's refrigerated, that's the time you want to get your nice thinner slices. They don't have to be deli thin. And hopefully I have enough slices here for the French roll that I have. I didn't use the paper towel trick on my cutting board. Okay. All right. I hope that's enough meat. Don't want to have to take too much from Tortilla Takeover. We could take a couple slices. It's not going to hurt it. All right. I'm going to save that for Tortilla Takeover. Okay. I'm going to put this in with the beef broth to heat up. Let's get this in that beef broth. All right. Let's get that all added in there while it's warming up. Okay, we're going to let that heat up and simmer just for a few minutes. All right, so I got this French bread loaf here that hopefully have enough meat for and onions. This is a pretty big loaf. So what I'm going to do is cut this open, cut this in half. Okay, I'm going to get this buttered up and in the oven. 350 degrees, 5 or 10 minutes probably. 8 minutes. You don't necessarily need your bread toasted, but you do want it heated up and it's a little crispy on the edges there. Okay. All right, let's try to get this thing built. I had my caramelized onions in my cast iron pan. I turned the fire off. Well, you know, the onions kind of kept cooking, but that's okay. Could have used a little more on the onions, but I think this is going to give it just enough flavor. Spread them out. I just used one little medium-sized homegrown onion, so this brisket smells nice and smoky. Look at that. All right, let's get this sandwich, get some brisket on this brisket French dip. One thing about putting the brisket in the beef broth and the other drippings is it transfers that smoky flavor into the au jus, and I can really smell it. This I had pecan wood when I smoked this brisket, so it is nice and smoky. Okay, there's our brisket meat. Now I'm gonna layer this with some provolone cheese, throw it in the back in the oven to melt. I'd imagine only 2 or 3 minutes. All right, there we go. 5 minutes. Let's just fold this over on top of it. Ooh, that's warm. What do you think of that? Here it is off of my pan. There's my au jus back there. I'm going to cut this in some diagonals because, you know, like I said, this is more than enough for one person. And the brisket, when you're going to do slices like that, you don't take it up to the 203, 205. You keep it down into the 190. Make sure it's cooled off the next day. You don't really need a meat slicer for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sections here. Look at that. What can I say? That looks like a delicious French dip sandwich. All right, let's get a taste of that. Okay, so I brought the end cut over here from that big sandwich back there, that big French dip sandwich. Look at that though. It's got the caramelized onions in there, the smoked brisket, smoked to 190, a slicing temp. I got my au jus here that I put the meat in to give it that extra smoky flavor. So here we go. Let's dip it in. French dip, right? You want to use a firm enough roll so it doesn't fall apart on you, and that's another reason why you kind of put it in the oven first for a little bit. Okay, here we go. Boy, I gotta tell you what, that thing is full of flavor. That brisket, that au jus sauce, the caramelized onions, the provolone. Fantastic. One more different meal that you can use or that you can make from a brisket if you don't cook it all at once. If you cook a brisket all at once, you're just going to get slices. So this is only the second meal. The second meal on Man Kitchen Recipes from that brisket. It's so good. Brisket. Gotta love it. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and come back and ring the bell so you come back and see what else we're making with that one brisket. All right? Have a great day.